So let's begin with restorative yoga in my home studio. This is Kathy Zerler, and Happy Baby is here. And I want to say to all of you, as you begin to settle in to your yoga and settle in on your mat, that those of you who have practiced yoga with me, I just want to say how much I miss you. I miss seeing your faces. I miss hearing your news personally and after class and before class, and just being there chatting for just the friendship that we've developed is very important to me. So I hope that this yoga is good for you and you can use it until we can meet again. And so I am on my mat in rest pose. Please go into your own body scan as you rest and breathe a little bit slower and a little deeper. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose if you can. If not, mouth breathing is perfectly fine. I never want you to think that you're breathing incorrectly, although there are benefits to nose breathing. Ask yourself, how are you? I'll ask you, how are you today? How is your soul? How is your mind? How is your body? And as we work on our yoga together, we will integrate our spirits, minds, and bodies into the whole being that we each are. Gently turn your head from side to side, flowing gently, acknowledging center just by thinking the word center when your face comes up to center. Warming up the neck with a slow and mindful movement as you breathe. And notice. And now coming to one side, go up to your edge, your personal range of motion limit right now, and hold it there. Breathe back to center. Turn your head the opposite direction up to your range of motion and hold it there, breathing in to your neck. And as we go forward in this practice together, it's useful to keep our minds focused on what we're doing by directing our breath to the body part that we are currently working in every pose as we go through this. Breathe back to center. And again, go the opposite direction. Hold it and breathe. And breathe back to center. Turn your head the opposite direction. Last time, hold it here. Keep your mind as much as possible on what you're doing. Breathe back to center. And adjust your shoulders. Bring them back so that you are squarely on the mat. Notice your arms. Notice your legs. Notice every part of your spirit, mind, and body. And if you find that your mind is in monkey mind, which is what in yoga we call our thoughts are scattered, and we do have some incredibly huge amount of thoughts every day. I saw a statistic. I can't even remember what it was, but it was astronomical. So we can't worry about that. We are going to have thoughts. But right now, focus those thoughts on the whole being and what you're doing with your spirit, mind, and body as much as you can. And now, Scrunch up your face. Draw all your facial features in toward your nose and hold it. And then release. Moving down now to your arms, lift them up, both together, just an inch off the mat, so that you're holding up the weight of your arms from your shoulders to your fingertips. And breathe into the weight. And notice, they're not that heavy right now, but travel down to your low core and squeeze the abs right below your navel, the TVA muscles that run transversely across your body. Squeeze them and hold up the weight and breathe into the weight. So the low core protects your low back especially, but every other body part as well, from inadvertently lifting something or twisting or doing something that might cause injury. So when we keep these core muscles strong, and that's what we call core strength in fitness, we are protecting ourselves. All at once now, release the arms and everything. Let everything melt. Notice the energy. We are stimulating our circulatory system, stimulating the energy centers in our body. Breathing and noticing. Let's take a long, slow breath. I've told you about diaphragmatic breathing, that's belly breath. And so when we talk about a long, slow breath, that's what we mean. Let's take another one. And notice how your belly, like a bellows, fills up with healing oxygen. And when you're exhaling and you contract the low belly, you are squeezing out CO2. So you're assisting healing oxygen coming in and CO2 going out for the plant life that might be all around us. Lift your arms up again, just an inch, and breathe into the weight and squeeze the low core. Squeeze the hips. Squeeze the quadriceps and the gluteus maximus. Of course, the abs, they're all protected by all of those other muscles that are the biggest muscles in the body. And you're breathing in, breathing out, and why not? Smile. Let go of everything all at once. Notice. So when we do these tense and releases, which we will continue to do in this practice that we have together, when you let go, when you release, do it all at once. And everything, including the body part that you're releasing, also benefits from a release. That's why when we do yoga and we finish the practice, we feel so peaceful. Bend the right leg now. Bring that leg up close to your body and place both hands behind the knee to prevent overflexing, and begin to massage the right side of your torso with the top of your leg. Breathing and noticing. Coming back to center, lift the right leg up in the air and draw it back just as close to the torso as it wants to go, but keep the knees soft. Place your hands now on the TVA muscles and squeeze those muscles as you point and slowly lower your right leg, moving slowly toward the floor. And when you get almost to the floor, then flex your foot and bring it up, keeping the belly tight, and now move at your own pace, flexing up, pointing down, working the core while you move the leg, and breathe. You are in control of this experience. You are your own best teacher. I'm here to lead you and to suggest things, but if you know when I suggest something is not right for you, then do something else or make an adjustment. The next time the right leg comes close to the floor, release it and let it go. And notice how when you melt the body, when you let go of everything, notice your feet now are naturally open and in rest pose. Bend the left knee. Bring that leg up and place both hands behind the knee, massaging the left side of your body. And notice now also that as you draw the leg in and the small of our back meets the cushion of our mat, we get a little back massage also. So here we are in our homes during this quarantine, and we have everything we need to take good care of our spirits, minds, and bodies. We have everything we need within us. Lift the left leg up. Bring it back, close to the torso. Keep the knees soft. Palms down on the TVA muscles as you point and slowly lower the left leg almost to the floor. Breathing as you lower. And when you arrive almost to the floor, flex your foot and bring it up, nice and slow. Keep going at your own pace, pointing down, flexing up, squeezing the core, breathing, and relaxing muscles that you do not need to do this particular pose. And the next time you come close to the floor with the left leg, and don't rush ever, then let go of everything all at once and notice. Bring your arms straight up toward the ceiling, and without lifting the shoulders off the floor, imagine that you're reaching the ceiling. And so you're pressing your arms up. Squeeze your core again. Soften, keep the arms up, fold your hands, turn your palms up toward the ceiling. Press again, only ever to your personal limit right now. Release again, and make a steeple, touch your thumbs, and bring your hands down into prayer pose, allowing your thumbs and your arms to rest on your chest. Allow there to be a little bit more pressure in the xiphoid process right between your breasts in the center of your chest. And breathe. And take a moment in prayer pose to think about your intention. We have this opportunity now with the quarantine to go within. We have this opportunity to consider what's important to each one of us. Take a moment. Bend the knees now and bring them up close to your body, placing one hand behind each knee, and roll on your back, releasing your spine, stimulating blood flow around your spine. Breathing and noticing, allowing yourself the rest and the relaxation that promotes healing. Bring the legs up in the air now. Look at your feet and point both feet. Stretching the legs toward the ceiling. Notice the tops of your legs. Continuing to breathe, soften the legs and the feet and gently flex. Notice the backs of your legs and all of the connective tissues, which are easily overstretched. And so we want to always be very careful in warm-ups for all of the tendons and ligaments and hamstrings and IT bands and all of those parts, the fascia, all the things that hold us together, that work our bones for us. Those things need stretching and flexing very gently. Release the flex. Press the sides of your big toes together and squeeze the inner thighs. Breathing as you hold. And then release. Press the sides of your heels together. Squeeze your gluteus maximus. Squeeze it together. Release it again. Open up your legs now in a big V. Bend the elbows and let your hands come up like kickstands to hold on to the outsides of your legs so that you can allow your legs the luxury of opening up to the full extent without injury, in a very safe way. And begin to rotate your ankles, first in one direction, and then in the opposite direction. And now stop the rotation, point the feet and pronate. Notice that you're really not opening up your center anymore, but different muscles are in play. So pronate and hold. Hold the tension. And then release that and flex the feet and then turn them in, supinate. Again, just a small muscle change. And breathe. So our muscle memory, all the cells in our body have memory, and they're all remembering all of these good things you're doing. And so that's the value of practice, because we're training. And we all know the injustice of if we stop moving, we lose it. So we need to keep moving. Release, bring the legs together, bend the knees, plant your feet in front of you for the bridge pose. Roll your shoulders back, arms are by your sides for stability, and when you're ready, roll up. The weight is on the shoulders and the feet, never your neck. Your knees and your shoulders are about a 45-degree angle from the mat. Settle in. Begin to release all of the muscles that you do not need to hold your bridge. Keep your eye on what you're doing. Your mind's eye is mindfulness. Watch what you're doing from your mind's eye. Slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, until your back meets the mat, and then rock your back, letting go, releasing and relaxing. Coming back to center, adjust your shoulders and roll up into your next bridge. Find your place and settle in. There's a sweet spot in every pose. That spot is where you use the muscles you need for the pose, but none other. So you let go of things that you do not need to have in play right now, and that saves us. That saves our bodies for other things that those muscles need to do. Chronic, repeated, unconscious clenching or tension will cause problems eventually. And so we need to notice where we clench, and we all have somewhere that we clench. And we need to release that when we find ourselves getting tense. Slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Touch the mat and rock your back. Roll onto one side now and use your elbow and the other arm to push yourself up to a seated position. Come into staff pose. Pull that fleshy part back so your legs are straight out in front of you, and begin to roll your shoulders. Roll your shoulders in big rotations, flexing, releasing this very complicated piece of anatomy that does a lot of work. And now, bring your arms out to parallel, palms down, gently pat the air. Keep your spine tall. Breathe into the shoulders, through the elbows, through the fingers, and notice your wings. And stop. Turn your palms up toward the ceiling and gently continue that, lifting the air. It's a small change in the muscle groups. Keep breathing. Bring your arms up overhead. Fold your hands, turn your palms up toward the ceiling, and stretch up right from the core. Squeeze the glutes, pull in the abs, press the palms toward the ceiling, and then release. And come back to parallel. Release the arms parallel to the floor and make small circles backwards. Rotating the rotator cuffs, small movements, but if you're controlling it, you can do larger movements. You do not want momentum to take over. So continue as you move. Stop, small circles forward. Almost there. Stop. Bring your hands into goalpost and gently move the shoulders up and down. And then stop and let your hands go toward the floor and lift up in scarecrow. The elbows are still bent. Up and down movements, and then swing the elbows. And release. Roll the shoulders. And your shoulders are saying thank you for the relaxation part of this work. Bend the right knee. Bring that leg up close. Place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Bring the right arm to the inside of the right leg. And bring the left hand behind you on the mat and begin to twist toward the left. Twist your waist toward the left, looking over the left shoulder. And notice the stretch, the flex in the spine, the neck, the shoulders. And now let's intensify by pointing the right foot and arching your back, always moving in just up to your range of motion. Lift your chin a little and breathe. Find your edge and stay there and hold. Release in place and allow yourself to relax. You can wiggle a little bit and see if you can find a better place. And then again, twist to the left, looking over the left shoulder, arching your back, lifting your chin, pointing the left foot. Find your edge and then settle in to that sweet spot, which I would describe as being just a little below the edge. That place where you could sit here for a while without a whole lot of tension, but yet there is tension. Release and breathe back to center, uncrossing the leg, adjusting your seat, and gently fold forward. Seated forward bend. No straining. Your hands go in the direction of the feet, and your head comes in the direction of your knees. Notice the low back opening up. Carefully roll up and bring your hands behind your hips. Lift up the weight of your body. Just a little, just enough off the floor so that you're doing an upward facing plank. Weightlifting with the weight of your own body. Come down slowly. Find your seat, adjust that ischial tuberosity area, the sits bones. Bend the left knee. Bring the left foot on the outside of the right knee. Left arm to the inside of the left leg. Right arm goes behind you as you begin to twist from the waist, looking over the right shoulder, finding your place, and then begin to work it. Point the right foot, arch your back, lift the chin, always watching what you're doing, moving mindfully, and breathe. Soften in place. Allow yourself to adjust. Might be just a minute change, something that makes you feel just that little bit more comfortable. And then return to the flex. Looking over the right shoulder, pointing the right foot, arching, lifting the chin, and finding your place, settling in. Doing the best you can without personal judgment. You are enough. Release and come back to center. Uncross. Adjust your seat and fold forward. Nice and slow, finding your place. Hold it here, seated forward bend. Slowly roll up. Bring your hands behind your hips. Lift up. Holding the weight of your body. Come down slowly. Bend the knees now and come to the table. Arms are straight down from the shoulders. Knees straight down from the hips. And begin the cat, table, cow. The cat is tuck the chin and arch your back like a fraidy cat. Release to center, to the table. The cow is arch your belly toward the floor and lift up your head. Breathe back to center and keep going at your own pace. You can make this a gentle flow, or you can hold it at each extension. Either way, go up to your edge and either stay or release right away. And keep moving up and down. So in yoga, we always do both sides. In this case, we're arching back and forth, back and forward. If we use the right arm, we use the left arm. We try to keep it equal as much as possible. Coming back to center now, come up to your knees and just release your arms and shake your wrists out. And then put your hands behind your hips. Gently roll back the shoulders, look up and arch your back. This is called camel. Bring up your head, release your hands, and then come back to the tabletop. Slide the right leg back. You can keep the toes on the mat, or you can lift up the right leg to parallel. Hands can stay on the floor, or you can extend the left arm. This is sunbird. Push through the extensions. Breathe into your core and the supporting arm. Return to the table. Find your center. Slide the left foot back. That foot can stay on the floor, or you can lift the arm up, or the leg up to parallel. And the hands can stay on the mat, or you can extend the right arm. Find your place. And you might find in these bilateral poses that you're more balanced on one side than the other, and that's perfectly normal. Push through the extensions. Notice that your neck is lined up with your spine. You are looking at your mat. We're seeking alignment in each pose. Come back to the table. And push back into child's pose. Allow yourself to rest. Come back up to the table. Move your hands and your feet to the edges of the width of your mat and push up to downward facing dog. Find your place in this upside down V position and begin to work it. Head is hanging between the arms. Arch your back toward the floor and begin to pedal, bending first one knee and then the other, allowing one foot at a time to come to the mat, and breathe. And now walk your hands and feet together, forward bend. Roll up slowly, tucking the chin and pulling in the belly as you come up. The chin tuck helps alleviate dizziness. And when you come up, nice and slow, let that blood flow back toward your heart. Acknowledge that flow. Sweep your arms up toward the ceiling and lift up. Lift up the toes, widen the fingers. Soften here and release. Roll back your shoulders. Find your place. Forward bend. Elbows in closely to the waist. Sit way back so the knees are above the feet. Bend the knees, fold in half, touch the mat, and let your head hang as you begin to lengthen the legs just as much as you're able to. Notice the blood flow, notice the opening in the sacrum. Shake your head yes, releasing any crystals in the back of your head. And coming up, pull in the belly, tuck the chin, roll up, imagining one vertebrae on top of the next. Stacking the spine into alignment as your head comes up, roll back your shoulders and bring your hands behind you. Fold your hands and gently bring your arms away from your back. So you're drawing your shoulders back. You're nice and tall. Bring your chin back. Stay here a moment. Soften the knees. Release. Arms to your side. Sweep up to extended mountain. Lift up and lengthen. Soften right here. Gently look up and arch your back. Bring up your head. Release the arms. Forward bend. Elbows in. Sit way back. Bend the knees, fold in half, touch the floor, begin to lengthen. Notice the sacrum. Notice the blood flow. Shake your head yes. Coming up now, pull in the belly, tuck the chin, roll up slowly, like a flower opening in spring. As your head comes up and the blood flows back toward your heart and your spine lengthens and your hands go back, and then sweep up, lift up, lengthen at center, soften right here, and gently sway from side to side. Keeping your body in the frontal plane, swaying from left to right, gently flexing the oblique muscles, working the shoulders, enhancing balance. Next time you come up to the top, lift up, soften, and then lean toward the right into crescent moon. The left arm can be up overhead or across your body or wherever it feels comfortable, as the right arm goes down the side of the right leg for stability. Allow yourself to stretch in this crescent shape, noticing the muscles on the left side of your body, keeping your body in the frontal plane. Breathing. Lots going on. Slowly come back. Up to the top. Lift up at center. Lengthen, soften, and lean to the left. Left hand down the side of the left leg, and the right arm wherever your shoulder feels good. Keep your body lined up in the frontal plane, and even as your spine is flexing left, those vertebrae are still one on top of the next, gaining flexibility. Slowly come back up. Lift up at center. Soften and release. Allow yourself to sway from side to side, letting your arms be at your side, releasing in this gentle swaying, promoting flexibility and balance. Come back to center. Place your hands on your waist. Soften the knees. Twist to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Breathe into it. Breathe back to center. Twist to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Breathe back to center and release. Step apart a little bit so your legs are maybe a few feet apart. And fold in half for tripod. So the two hands together are one leg of the tripod. Hands and feet are on the mat as you walk both hands to the right foot. Left hand on the mat. Right arm up in the air, look up. Look down. Right arm down. Walk back to center. Both hands to the left. Right hand on the mat, left arm up in the air, look up, look down, left arm down, walk back to center, both hands to the right foot, left hand on the mat, right arm up in the air, look up, look down, right arm down, walk back to center, both hands to the left foot, right hand on the mat, left arm up in the air, look up, look down, left arm down, walk back to center, and sit down. Bring both knees up close to your chest and roll on your back. Releasing and relaxing from the energy that we've spent together, the tension that we've gathered in and let go of throughout this practice. And that's balance, working and resting. Bring the knees in close, arms out into airplane. Lower both legs to the right, all the way to the floor, so your hips and spine follow. Turn your head now to the left. Extend the left arm away as you roll that palm up. Right palm is down. Soften in. This is a full body spinal rotation. Very therapeutic. It's great for prevention and for remediation of anything that might be minorly out of place in your back. This is the pose that can release it. And all you have to do is be in it. Just be in it and relax. Relax everything you can all around your flexing spine. Slowly bring the legs up one at a time. Bring in the arms and roll on your back. Make this a little bit more vigorously than we did previously, so that your spine has an opportunity to articulate back into place if it needs it. Bring the knees in close, arms out into airplane. Both legs to the left, all the way to the mat. Head to the right. As you extend the right arm and turn that palm facing up, left palm is down, and you are letting go. Release and relax. Soften and let go. Very slowly, one leg at a time, bring up your legs, bring in your arms, and again, roll on your back. And if you'd like to do happy baby with your legs up in the air, grab your feet, roll around like a baby discovering his or her feet, and let your back adjust into a better place, a more comfortable place. Stretch out now on the floor. Bring both arms up overhead behind you on the floor. Press through the fingers and the toes. And then bring your arms back and come into rest pose. Whatever that is, adjust and come into a place where you can rest, where you feel good, and you can stay here for about 10 minutes. It might be supine, stretched out all the way out on the floor. It might be reclining cobbler with the soles of your feet together. It might be that your back wants a little bit of relief. And if that's the case, put your feet at the edges of the width of your mat and let your knees fall together. Bend the knees so that you're not holding up the weight of your legs. And begin to breathe deeply, slowly. And I'd like you to stay here in Shavasana on your own for one reason. Well, actually, two reasons. The main reason is Shavasana is the part of Hatha Yoga that integrates the spirit, mind, and body. It allows every part of our beings to come together. So that is the purpose of resting at the end of a physical process, which we just did. But the second reason is I've been trying to send these recordings out, and sometimes I get a failure notice that this file is too big. And so this is a shorter practice today. Well, it won't be if you stay in it. It will be the right length for you if you stay in Shavasana. And so as I leave you, let us say together, Namaste, and make it a healthy day. Keep doing what you're doing. We will all get through this together. Take care.